So, in the first part of our pre scene analysis, we learned everything about the introduction. We were introduced to the company. We did an industry analysis, which was part of the pre scene. You've already done my extra industry analysis. So, you already have good ideas, good points in your mind. And in this second part, we'll take our understanding of the company to the next level. So where we ended first part was where they told us that we have 3 overseas sales offices, and each host country is home to many of the companies who have booked courses in the past. So we know that we develop a market and then set up a subsidiary to consolidate on that market. Let's move on. The local sales teams work to develop contacts with employers who might book executive training courses. So the local sales team tries to find leads. They also assist the course managers at head office by maintaining contact with local training managers who have previously booked with Trayyner. So the local sales team has all of these connections and keeps these connections and then takes it back to the course manager, who can then make a decision, who can persuade further, and who can just confirm the booking. So relationship management will also be a key consideration for our market, will be a big part of our business. Now, this local presence helps us maintain bookings because it's easier for the clients in that country to deal with a sales office that's situated over there. The overseas sales offices ensure continuity of contact with important clients and also reduce the pressure on the course managers at the head office, because their job then only becomes of supervising. Trayyner is, however, happy to accept clients from any country. We are a global organization. We already have 3 overseas sales services, but we are okay to have clients in any country at all. Course managers maintain regular contact with clients and potential clients from different countries, and new clients are sometimes recruited through our website. So, very important point for us to note over here is that we have a functional website. So, topics of website management, which is very important in the modern business environment, which adds to your competitive advantage in the modern business environment, become very important. This is straight out of your P2 and E2 syllabus. Big data, data analytics, data management. How can we use all of this? Because we have a website of our own. So can we gather all of this data, use all of this data? And for this reason, to give you realistic opportunities of how big data can be used for executive training companies, I have created a supplementary reading, which is something extra which we got off the internet. It's not part of the pre scene, something extra that we have created, and we'll tackle that on the next page. So let's move on. So this is the supplementary reading on your page, which is created by us. It's called the big data opportunity that we created, or we just compiled. So businesses have arguably never had so much data at their disposal. Purchases, customer behavior, transactions, all of this is happening all the time. So can this data be used? So if properly harnessed, this vast amount of information, rightly called big data, can be instrumental for any business for planning and decision making. If the purpose of corporate training is to prepare employees for the real world challenges, then I believe it's best in the business's interest that such training is built on as much data as you use from the real world. So with proper customization, you can extract the data in the platforms your employees or your clients are using, then clean it and then analyze it to realize what clients are valuing, what they are looking at, what are they looking for, what do they want. And all of this can help you create a customer relationship management platform, which can be very very important for a business like ours, where we continuously have to maintain and develop relationships. So what is the connection between big data and any kind of learning? It says e-learning over here, which is online learning, but our model is mainly, setting up classes and physical learning. So what is the connection between big data and any type of learning? So in sales and marketing, customer databases are the primary source of information businesses have to learn from. When you combine this data with the transactional data, that information reveals what customers want through their actions. So, what do customers want? All of this is revealed if big data is, to be used or to be harnessed. This is something that big data helps you learn. So next we talk about how you can gather and use the data to better your learning process. So first and foremost, you will need a team of data analysts that will gather and prepare this training for corporate purposes to give to your clients by following common data mining methodologies. So first and foremost, for my company, which is Trayyner, I will need to have a team of data analysts, because nowhere in the pre-scene they're telling us that we have specifically two or three or a team of data analysts who are working for us. So if we want to harness the technology of big data, we want to harness the technology of data mining, data analytics, this is going to be a key step. And you can remember this as an expansion plan, as a plan for our business to, go forward, grow, and all of that. So how is it going to help? First, it can help with your course content optimization. So number one question is what your training should focus on. The enormous amounts of information clients generate in their purchases, communication, among other things, can really be useful to you. Because if you carefully scrutinize this, you'll realize what should be part of your course, what should be part of your training, what clients want. It can also help you with course assessment. So questions like what modules are most sought after, what are the trends that are in this training industry. It can also help you with adaptive learning. Now, at the center of the entire learning approach is your client. In this case, you can also speak about your employees, but clients are key for our business. An individual with particular strengths and weaknesses. Now, some clients learn better from short videos, some require repetition, and some need a visual aid. You'll be able to figure out what clients like most, and then you can, whatever the majority is learning from, that is something that you can implement in your training courses. You can also develop a personalized online training system. So a bespoke system can be created for bespoke courses. You'll obviously charge for that, but you'll be able to do it if you've analyzed the data. You can identify skill gaps, and you can constantly improve your training programs. So as you can see, we gave you supplementary reading, extra reading, to help you understand how big data can be used in this executive training industry to better your services. So this is a major opportunity you must keep in mind. So what do we take away from this? My key takeaways: big data can definitely make executive training better in numerous ways. Although the entire concept may be confusing at first, you can better comprehend big data by using the right tools. You need the right people, right tools to make smarter business decisions. So, like I said, a major opportunity, a major way forward we can think of if big data is part of our business plans. So, after this supplementary reading section, let's get back to the pre-scene. So, continuing with the pre-scene information now. They're telling us that the head office and each of the three overseas sales offices are run as separate profit centers. So there are four profit centers in total. The head office is one, and each sales office is also a profit center. So, what is a profit center? Now, profit center is a business unit within an entity that has responsibility for revenues as well as expense. So, when we evaluate the performance of the head office, of the sales offices, we will see how much money they got in, what was their expense, and what was the profit for each. That's what a profit center means. So you are making them responsible for the costs, for the revenues. So each is responsible for signing up delegates for public courses and working with clients to develop your bespoke courses. So because we are talking about a profit center can't happen without responsibility. If you don't give them any responsibility, how are they supposed to control their revenues and their costs? So principle of responsibility comes into the picture here. This center is based on the responsibility accounting principle, where managers are given a responsibility for a certain part, certain center, and are judged on the cost slash revenues, which they can directly control only. So this is a profit center, and this is what my company has been following. The overseas sales offices incur all costs locally. Now their costs are going to be in that currency. When you consolidate at the end of the year, when you create your consolidated statement of accounts, you will have to transfer or translate this currency, their presentation local currency, to the functional currency, which is Trayyner's currency. So your IAS 21 from the F2 syllabus becomes very important. Foreign exchange, how foreign exchange is translated, how is it consolidated? This is an area that you must have knowledge about. Next, they are credited with a commission from Trayyner's head office whenever they enroll delegates on public courses or sign a contract for a bespoke course. So commission is what they receive as well. So as you can see, continuous foreign exchange transactions are in place. Delegates simply join the public courses that they have signed up for. Bespoke courses negotiated by the overseas sales offices become the responsibility of the course managers at the head office, because these are only sales offices, right? So they can only do the selling part, they can only help you sign up. After signing up, the whether it's a public course, whether it's a bespoke course, the course manager leads. It becomes the responsibility of a course manager. Next, course locations. None of Trayyner's training is undertaken in Northland or in the host countries occupied by the overseas sales offices. It doesn't mean that we are in Northland, so all our classes happen in Northland. No, they can happen in the US, UK, anywhere around the world. We have just set up those sales services or sales service centers because those are the countries where we have lots of clients from. So courses tend to be conducted in locations that are within a day's traveling distance for both Trayyner staff and course delegates. So everybody is asked to travel. That is usually defined as being within a day's flying time. These are executives, so they are okay to fly. Their companies are going to sponsor them. Many courses are offered at a location that is an 8-hour flight from capital city and a similar flying time for most delegates. So logistic costs are going to be a feature of our business and need to be well planned, because if there is an issue with logistics, people will not be in time, people will not make the course in time, and everything will just backlog. So remember this, we are not holding courses in Northland or in any countries where our sales offices are. It's a different country that we choose, which is an 8-hour flying time for us or for our delegates. Now, this brings in major opportunity to my mind. So, in today's world, online is what everybody wants, right? So, until today, my company Trayyner has been offering physical presence classes only, and I know it's a big, it's a big part for these executives to meet and communicate, and all of that. It's a big part of our business, but the world is currently moving to online courses which maintain the quality but offer greater flexibility. There's no physical, meeting. You don't, the course managers will not really be able to speak to everybody and, have that connect, which is a major part of our business. But maybe a different set of courses can be created in such a way where we don't only, offer these courses to executives, We offer it to other employee levels in different organizations. For them, maybe an online course works, or maybe for our current model, which is executive training, some courses can be offered this way. It would be a lower cost for their company, plus it would do the job of enhancing their skills. So it's a big star, it's a big opportunity to again think of. It could be a strategic direction we can take. So delegates are willing to make such long journeys because Trayyner courses are generally based in cities that are attractive destinations, and they have major airports, so everybody is okay to travel. The vast majority of course delegates are senior managers, frequently board members, and they can justify the cost of intercontinental flights because when a board member is learning something new, it can be very life changing for the entire company as well. So it's justified. Trainers courses are all conducted in luxury hotels. These are CEOs, MDs, board of directors of big companies. You need to give them the best. These generally offer fully equipped meeting rooms. Trainer generally accommodates the course manager and their trainers at those same hotels. Everybody stays there only. Trainer aims to build relationships with specific hotels so you can negotiate discounts. And every time you have a course in that city, you'll go to that same hotel only. Trainer's courses generally run from 9 in the morning to 1:30 in the afternoon. Delegates are provided with tea, coffee, snacks during all breaks, and a full lunch at the end of each day's training. So, all of this is something that you need to organize. So, again, logistics, relationship management, all of this will be very important for the model that our business currently has. Moving forward, they're telling us that Trainer can arrange accommodation for delegates at the hotel. Although many delegates work for companies that have corporate accounts and they'll make their own arrangements. It's like standard practice. Ideally, Trainer will have 2 or 3 courses running simultaneously in any given hotel. The same course manager can then supervise more than one course, and the costs associated with travel and accommodation can be spread across multiple courses. So you have to try making sure that 2 or 3 courses, different courses, are running in that same hotel, same location, so that it's easier for the course manager to coordinate, plus it's cost effective for you as well, because one course manager for 3 courses in the same place, costs can be split up better. It's more effective, efficient. Next, the trainers. We are not talking about course managers. We are talking about trainers, the person who is actually going to teach. So Trainer is approximately 300 trainers, all of whom are employed on a part-time basis. Now, these trainers are going to be experts. They're going to be experts in their own field. So these are going to be the majority of our costs, and these costs need to be managed well. Now, as we move forward, and when we did the industry analysis in the pre-scene itself, or my industry analysis, we learned that most of the companies are using trainers on a part-time basis. So this may be something which is seen as, an industry practice, a standard practice. Each area has an area of each trainer has an area of specialization and must fit in presenting courses for Trainer alongside with their work and personal commitments. Trainers are recruited mainly through direct approaches, and they are reached by Trainer's course manager. So the course manager finds a trainer and reaches him directly, and an approach is made. They might, for example, study catalogs of major publishers looking for authors. Once recruited, those trainers may be able to recommend other trainers, other acquaintances, other colleagues, and that is how you can keep meeting top quality trainers. So referrals are highly sought after as well. If you know that X trainer is very good, then once you are working with him, you can ask him for recommendations. He'll come up with similar quality trainer recommendations as well, right? So this is like the standard practice, what they're explaining to you of how Trainer functions. Next, moving on, they tell us that most of Trainer's courses require specialist knowledge of topics that are likely to challenge trainers. For example, several courses are designed to assist delegates who have recently been appointed as pension fund trustees, which means the trainers must be capable of delivering credible and useful courses on the management of different types of pension schemes. So the trainer will have to be an expert. So finding and holding on to these expert trainers will be seen as a competitive advantage in your market, because let's say the pension plan expert or the pension scheme expert trainer is the most sought after person and he's working with you. Isn't that your competitive advantage? Isn't that good for your company? So finding trainers, holding on to trainers will be a very, very important competitive advantage. Trainers are required to develop their own course material. Even if the course is a public one, they create their own material. We don't give anything. Trainers do not receive any separate payment for developing the materials, but they are motivated by the possibility that they will be asked to repeat the course at a different date. So they can just use those same materials without creating something new. It can be challenging to deliver courses with qualified trainers. Even a 3-day course requires a day's travel at the beginning and at the end. So, in short, the trainer has to be available for 7 days and it should be worthwhile for that trainer for those 7 days. So Trayyner requires trainers to commit to a whole course from beginning to end, because it is not cost effective to fly two trainers out and share 2 days or 1 day of training respectively. So one trainer is chosen who is an expert, who is absolute quality. We don't pay them for the materials and they should be available for the entire training period. These are our working practices, you can say. Next, Trayyner does not employ any trainers on a permanent basis, which can make it difficult to facilitate courses at certain stages. Now, there is good and bad of everything. So, let's argue this. So, why don't we employ trainers on a permanent basis? The pros will be or let's say, let's put it another way. If you employ trainers on a permanent basis, the pros are that good trainers bring experience and wealth of knowledge. Good trainers bring delegates from all around the world because their teaching is sought after. Good trainers enhance the company's reputation. Good trainers working with us means they are not able to work with anyone else. That's your competitive advantage. Also, having a full-time trainer can help you develop a better course. If they're working with you, they are bought into the organization. But on the other hand, there are cons as well. It's a very, very high cost because these are experts. And if they're sitting idle, you're not running that course regularly for any reason, it's costing you lots of money. If the course, training, skills being offered at some stage become obsolete and the trainer is your permanent employee, it's a big cost again. You will have little flexibility, the year on year increment in costs. So after evaluating all of this, our company has been successful, right? Trayyner has been successful and it has 300 part-time trainers. So we can say that after evaluating all of this, our company has chosen to employ on a temporary basis, contractual basis, and has been successful so far. This decision may be needed to be checked once we grow forward, once we grow further. So just something for you to think, and that is why we've given you this. So some trainers are unable to commit to more than 1 or 2 courses a year, despite the fact that Trayyner pays them attractive daily fees. Most competent trainers have significant prior work commitments and may have to take annual leave from their full-time job in order to accept your assignment. So it really has to be worthwhile, challenging, and interesting for them. Some of the trainers are full-time lecturers at colleges or universities and who use part of their vacation time to work for us. Trayyner forbids its trainers from working for any other training company. So competition, yes, exists, but between choices of the company the delegate chooses, the delegate can choose Trayyner or they can choose another company. But trainers, if a delegate wants a certain trainer and that trainer is working with us, then that delegate will have to sign up with us. So that's one of the conditions, you can say, that we are working with. Any who found to be doing so will not be used again, even if they are popular. So it's a strict condition that we follow. Moving on, we talk about course managers. So, see how we are dealing with one part at a time of our organization. We talked about trainers, we come to course managers. So, I say it's arguable that these are one of the most important people in our organization because they have responsibility of hiring the trainer, choosing the trainer, and then managing, supervising the course, and then creating relationships so people work with you in the future. So this is one of our main operations, right? This is one of the main jobs. So clearly understand the responsibilities of a course manager. So course manager has a range of responsibilities. They create schedules of courses, both public and bespoke, that will be potentially attractive to clients. Public courses may deal with obvious topics such as leadership, and so Trayyner may be competing directly with other training companies to attract delegates. Now, the more attractive your course offering is, the more the delegates will want to sign up with you. So, course manager role is really even more crucial. Next, course managers work constantly to develop leads with corporate clients. They approach delegates from past courses and ask them to recommend, ask them to speak to their HR departments. Course managers speak to HR departments of corporate clients, making relationships so that they book with them. Course managers use break times during the courses to interact with delegates, understand what they like, understand what they don't like, improve courses. So, course managers also engage with delegates to make sure that they're happy during the course and assist them with anything that they need. Course managers are also expected to plan and make arrangements for future courses. They need to recruit the trainers, organize the flights and accommodation, and track bookings for public courses to ensure that the numbers are viable. When you run a course, obviously the revenues from that course have to be more than the costs of that course. It's just common business sense. So as you can see, the job of a course manager is really wide, is really has a very big range of responsibilities, and you can say are one of the most important people for our organization. Moving on, they tell us that the course manager duties might conflict with overseeing courses that are underway, and so they may have to take time out of the training room to work on their laptops and mobile phones. Course managers are responsible for briefing staff at the three overseas sales offices as well on any information they have collected that will help the sales office serve customers better. The sales office staff and course managers must coordinate their efforts to make the most effective use of the contacts. Marketing activities carried out by the course manager are supported by colleagues who are based in the three foreign subsidiaries. Each of the subsidiary is based in a host country that is home to several of our major clients. So we already know this. We set up a subsidiary where we have major clients, consolidate on their market, and then move on, set up a new subsidiary. The subsidiary staff are responsible for maintaining good relationships with local clients, often using information collected by the course manager. They also engage with potential clients in host countries. Now, as you can see, course managers are one of the most important roles in our organization since they have a varied role which requires them to be flexible all the time. So, to sum it up, a course manager is somebody who creates schedules which are attractive. He develops leads with corporate clients and their HR departments, identifies delegates that need further training, facilitates the same, interacts with delegates to gain intelligence, helps with travel, accommodation, making sure the delegates are happy, plans and makes arrangements for future courses, briefs the staff at the subsidiaries, works with the sales office at the subsidiaries. So, course manager has a wide variety of roles. Course manager is responsible for very many things, and that can be said to be good as well as bad because you don't want to overload the most important people in your organization. As we continue to grow, maybe decentralization of the course manager's job or a little bit, or maybe appointing, a certain member that reduces the load on these course managers can be a thought process that should come to our mind at this stage. Spoken about course managers, we speak about topic managers now. See the roles of different people very, very carefully. First come the trainers who train the delegates. Then come the course managers who choose the trainers. Then come the topic managers. So Trayyner offers a wide range of courses broadly grouped under the topic areas of management, accounting, finance, specialized courses, oil and gas engineering, and health and safety. Each topic area has its own topic manager. So these are our major topic areas, and each topic area has their own topic manager who has overall responsibility for public and bespoke courses within that topic area. So management, let's say management is a topic area. So there will be a topic manager who deals with management public courses and management bespoke courses. Topic managers supervise the activities of course managers. So first come the trainers, then the course managers, and the course managers are supervised by topic managers. For example, at the conclusion of each course, the course manager who was responsible for that particular course must compile a report for the topic manager that summarizes delegates' feedback along with the costs and the revenues. We already know that. So because they need to summarize costs and revenues, it's as more like a profit center reporting system, right? And we already know what a profit center is. It is a business unit with an entity that has a responsibility for its own revenues and expenses. So indirectly, the course manager is responsible for the costs, for the revenues and delegate feedback, which he must give to the topic manager at the end of each and every course. Topic managers must also approve the appointment of any new trainers before they can conduct a course for the first time. So, course manager, let's say, chose a trainer. If he's a new trainer, then the topic manager will have to, give it is okay. So, topic manager role is mainly oversight, strategic judgment, and checking viability. His job is to mainly do with oversight. He does not look at the day to day stuff. That's the job of the course manager. Topic manager is mainly oversight role. Remember this, keep this in your mind very carefully, the different roles. If it were a manufacturing organization, there would have been a manufacturing process. First this happens, then this happens, then this is created. But no, ours is a service industry course. So the different roles of different people become even more important because these people are essentially delivering the product, right? So keep it very, very carefully in your mind. To make it even more clear and easy for you, here is a diagram that you can keep in mind. So as you see in this diagram, the topic manager comes at the top. Now the topic manager, there are 5 topic managers which we have, one for each topic, which is management, accounting and finance, specialized courses, oil and gas engineering, and health and safety. Topic managers supervise the course managers who specialize in their respective areas. They are also responsible for managing the quality in their topic areas. So under the management umbrella, they are responsible to make sure that the quality is maintained. Under the accounting and finance area, the different topic manager makes sure the quality is maintained. Under the topic manager comes the course manager. There are 30 course managers that we have, each specializing in a particular topic area. Course managers have a broad range of responsibilities, which we have already summarized for you. So this diagram shows you the hierarchy in my organization. Course managers are specific area experts with a broad responsibility, which we already know. Topic managers sign off on the work of course managers and mainly deal with supervision and strategic decision making. In this role, expertise and experience in the topic manager role, because they are looking at the strategy, they are looking at the future, they are looking at the quality, they are looking at supervision. So topic managers, having good high quality topic managers, is also very important for our business. But again, I'm mentioning, I want you to know the role of each person very clearly and cleverly, and that has been made very simple and easy for you to see as part of this recording that we are creating. So now we have been given a list of courses that we offer. So under the 5 topic headings, there are a variety of courses that we offer. So just for you to have a look, under management, we have leadership, we have HR, we have strategic leadership, we have effective team management, risk management, audit committees, corporate governance, marketing, big data, supply chain, cyber security. So there are a few courses that are, I will say, in touch with the modern environment, which is big data and all of this, because these are, new and upcoming topics. Under accounting and finance, we have accounting for directors, IFRS, valuation, finance, all of this. Under specialized courses, we have courses that are very, very specific to different fields, like, internal audit in government organization, board of duties in government organization, pension funds, government charities. Similarly, we have oil and gas engineering. Under that, we have courses. Under health and safety, we have courses. So, my thought over here is we need to continuously keep developing these courses, looking at the modern environment, modern trend, and offering courses along that line, so that our courses are not outdated, so that we are not offering something which people don't want to learn. So continuous development in the offering of our product, which is the courses, needs to keep happening. Next, we speak about the popularity of the courses. Now, some of these courses are very popular and are run several times a day. For example, accounting for directors, managing risk, these are generic courses. Most directors or most senior managers need these courses, and that is why we keep running them several times a year. So these are our comparative advantages, that people want to take these courses with us, right? And so we must stay ahead, making sure that we continually develop these courses and keep getting better at the same. So I will say that these products, for us, it's these courses are the most popular courses. We need to keep developing them, making sure we extend their lifetime, making sure we, keep offering it, so that people want to take our course, so that it's informative for them. Next, bespoke courses can be based on public courses, or they can be designed for a specific need. For example, the directors of a major teaching hospital recently requested a course on the recruitment and training of junior nurses. Fine, you will find a trainer, and the course manager will then set up this entire course. One of Trayyner's course managers identified a trainer with considerable experience in that area, and a 4-day course was organized. So, what we see is offering a variety of courses and making sure that we continuously develop our courses and see what the market trends are. Making sure that course managers have these contacts, have these developments, is very important. We already know that there are 30 course managers, each of whom specializes in one of the 5 topic areas. Although there is a constant need for them to be flexible. So, course managers are expertise in their areas, but we often ask our course managers to be flexible, because they need to oversight or look at 2 or 3 courses sometimes together. So if there are 3 courses running simultaneously in a particular venue, and it's more cost effective to have that same course manager look over that course. So, the course manager has to be flexible. It may be cheaper to have the same course manager stay at a particular hotel for 2 to 3 weeks and supervise all the courses that are going to occur at that hotel. That can mean that the course manager who specializes in, say, accounting and finance must also supervise courses from different topics. So, a course manager, hence, needs to be flexible and must have ever evolving skills. Again, showing you the multi-dimensional role of a course manager and their importance. If the course manager is not able to pick up the right trainer and not able to supervise while building delegate relationships, we have a problem on our hand. Hence, a course manager needs to be a supremely experienced person and a person who has good communication skills, management skills, logistic management skills, and obviously needs to be an expertise in that topic area as well, because their job at the end of the day is also to supervise the particular course that is going on. Next, we speak about the organizational structure or the management structure, whatever you want to call it. Now, this structure shows us the nature of the organization and shows us how the organization is split. So, as we already know, there is Asif Nasir, who is the executive chair, and there is Miriam Nasir, who is the chief executive officer. So, just to give you a little bit of a brief, the executive officer or the chief executive officer in this case is supposed to be involved in the day to day operations of the company. That's the role of a CEO, in the day to day management of the day to day. The chairman has to deal, or the executive chair has to deal with the board of directors. So making sure there is communication between the board of directors, making sure everybody's sitting and sharing ideas, unbiased opinions. That's the role of the executive chairman in a normal business environment. So just for you to know what the role of Miriam is, which is day to day, and what the role of Asif is, which is handling the board of directors. Under these two come the marketing director, the finance director, and the HR director. So there are specific directors for each function. And under the marketing director comes your topic managers, then the course managers, and then the trainers. So as you can see, you are working in the finance director, in the finance department, I will say, which is led by the finance director. Then comes the senior finance manager, and then it's your position, which is that of a finance manager. So what I can see very clearly over here is that it's a hierarchical structure. Decisions are made at the top, and then there are specific departments that specialize in their role. For example, Federica deals with everything related to HR. Maria deals with everything relating to finance. Janice deals with everything relating to marketing and course development and the overseas sales offices. So it's a very, very straightforward functional structure that our organization is adopting. So, like I mentioned, it's a very straightforward functional structure. So, seeing the images above, we can say that a functional structure seems to be in place where similar activities are grouped together and there is a degree of specialization. All finance activities under the finance director, HR activities under the HR director. So this is generally recommended for small sized organizations who work in a stable environment and do not offer many different kinds of products or services. So the question that comes to my mind is, are we a small organization? I don't think so. Are we an organization that has, limited products or services? Again, I don't think so. There are many courses. Are we an organization that's in a stable environment? I don't think so, because we are a global organization. So as we keep moving ahead, as we keep growing for better governance purposes as well, I think that we can have the possibility of moving to a divisional structure, either divided geographically or divided on the basis of just divisions, or a matrix structure as we keep moving on. So you must have the knowledge of what is a divisional structure, what is a matrix structure, and what is a functional structure clearly set in your mind. They are also telling us that Trayyner's board comprises of only executive directors. This is a common practice for unquoted companies. Now, if we were a quoted company, then corporate governance would be one of the most important things that I would have been discussing over here, because our company does not follow the corporate governance code to the T. We only have one slight part of the code which we are following, where two people are running the board and not one person. We have a chairman and we have a CEO. That's only one part of the code. but there is no audit committee, nominations committee, remunerations committee. There are no non-executive directors as well. So we are not in compliance with the corporate governance code. That's okay because we are an unquoted company, but corporate governance guidelines are something which is said to be good practice, even if you are unquoted. So again, as we keep moving forward, or if there is a scenario where they say our company is getting listed, our company is going for an IPO, then corporate governance becomes an even important discussion and an important topic for us to know. Next, Asif and Miriam share responsibility for the overall strategic direction of the company. Asif chairs the board's meeting. I already told you this, including the lenders and the shareholders. He deals with the board. So this is in sync with the roles of the chairman and CEO. This is one part of the corporate governance code, that leadership must be split, and this is one small good thing that we are following. Miriam focuses more on the day-to-day operations. Asif and Miriam each own 10% of Trayyner. Now, there can be a situation where they say that, okay, Trayyner got listed. Asif and Miriam are now looking to exit. So, how can they exit? What are the possible exit strategies once you have listed? Again, something for you to think. This is your F2 syllabus straight away. The remainder of the shares are owned by individuals who are invited to invest to assist in the company's expansion. So equity ownership is being offered over here to make sure the company continues to expand. You are not going for debt where you're taking a loan and the company is growing. You are offering part ownership, and the money that comes in with that, you are growing. So that's equity ownership which is being offered. A lot of VCs and many companies find these kind of companies like Trayyner lucrative, and hence they are looking to invest in these companies. So a lot of VCs and angel investors invest in lucrative and growing businesses like Trayyner. They will then push for listing at a later stage so they can realize their investment. That's what major big VC firms and big angel investors do. They invest in companies that they think are growing, and once after 4 to 5 years it gets listed, they sell their shares for a huge profit and move on. The Trayyner Group comprises a parent company based in Northland and 300% overseas subsidiaries: Trayyner Southland, Trayyner Eastland, and Trayyner Westland. Each of these subsidiaries is a sales office. It's a subsidiary, and mainly their job is sales. All courses are organized by course managers from Trayyner's head office. So, as you can see, it's a very centralized structure as well. So there is a centralized control from head office. The subsidiaries that you have said, they only deal with sales, nothing else doing. So this centralization has their own perks and disadvantages. The main advantages and disadvantages of centralization has been summarized here. So it's easier to implement. You can tell everybody what to do. It prevents other parts of businesses becoming too independent. So control is good. Easy to coordinate from the budget perspective, and greater use of specialization at the center. The disadvantages are everything is bureaucratic, it takes time. Local managers, junior managers don't really feel motivated because everything is centrally decided. There is lack of authority, and customer service does not benefit from flexibility and speed in local decision making, because once, let's say, the Trayyner Southland subsidiary has contact with a potential customer, they then need to transfer that contact to the course manager, or then they need to involve the course manager. What if the course manager is busy? What if the course manager has other commitments? The Trayyner Southland doesn't have any authority to do anything. They need to get in touch with the course managers. The whole process is kind of bureaucratic. It can take time. So decentralization to some extent can help. Giving responsibility or to some extent to these subsidiaries can help. So again, food for thought for you. Pause the video here, think of this perspective, and then move on only. So now we move on to Trayyner's business model. So what's the business model for Trayyner? What's their go-to model? What do they stick to? And this is going to be very important for you to know clearly, because whenever you are suggesting something or writing something, you must be true to the model of Trayyner. So the first thing for anybody is to define the value. So what do our customers need? So Trainer aims to meet the needs of senior executives for relevant and engaging training. That's the main job of ours, right? We need to figure out what these executives really need. What skills do they require? From then on, how do we create the value? So we found the value, which is always being true to our aim of developing courses that are relevant to client needs and offering them top quality. Once we have defined the value, we then have to create the value. So Trainer creates value through ensuring that it understands the training and status needs of the delegates who participate in its courses. Once we have created the value or created the course, then we need to deliver the value, deliver the course. So Trainer delivers value by working with professionals whose skills and background enable them to meet delegates' expectations. So you hire the trainer and you deliver the value. So superior trainers and course managers are my priority. And once you deliver the value, you need to capture the residual value. You need to make a benefit from it. So Trainer works with trainers and training venues to manage costs while charging clients a realistic fee, but high quality, so high prices services are provided. This is my major business model. Please keep this in mind. So from all of this, I pick up some key characteristics of my business. The first is customer focus, looking outward. What do the delegates want? What are they looking for? Second, high quality. Third, because high quality comes with premium prices. And fourth, always developing new and quality courses. This is my culture. This is my model. This is what you must stay true to. Trainer focus on developing courses that are relevant to the client needs. For example, it offers several courses that are aimed at delegates who have recently gained new responsibilities or have become new directors. So they will have a skill gap, right? So Trainer focuses on this. For example, a course on audit committees has been extremely popular with non-executive directors who don't have accounting background. The need for such courses only became apparent because of conversations between course managers and delegates, which we know is the job of a course manager. Delegates also have high expectations with regard to ambience of the courses. They appreciate the fact that public courses offer the opportunity to network as well. On all courses, they enjoy the opportunity to travel and to work in pleasant surroundings. So Trainer also organizes at least one social event, such as a dinner for delegates, to enhance that ambience. So again, like I said, when you are thinking about offering online courses, this is stuff that you might miss out on, and you won't be able to charge a premium price. But you will also be able to open up a market that you don't currently serve. The entire world is moving towards online, so there can be an online specific offering that you can look to develop. Also, a diversification strategy you can keep in mind over here. Course managers are expected to control the costs. We already know that. The company always uses good quality hotels, but you need to negotiate your substantial discounts. Very important point coming up now. Trainers are offered generous daily rates for days spent training, but no payment is made for traveling time or for preparing course materials, even if the course is cancelled at the last minute after the course has been written. So trainer prepares everything, he's ready, he's also traveled, but then you say, okay, course is cancelled. You don't pay them anything. So do you think this is an ethical business practice? I don't think so. This can have a huge hit on our reputation, and this has been discussed towards the end of the pre-scene in the news analysis part as well. So keep this in mind, something that we might look to change, because trainers are very important for our business. Trainer insists on being paid in advance by all clients. Thereby, you don't have any bad debts or uncollectible receivables that are left with you. Interestingly, they have given us some costing information as well, which we must analyze carefully. So the costs and revenues associated with a typical course are as follows. So delegates fee for a public course are generally $3,000 into 15 delegates. Then there is the commission, cost of training room. There is the trainer's fee, which you can see is the largest of all the costs. Then there is the airfare. There is the accommodation for the trainer. There is entertaining the delegates, there is the course manager, there is the head office costs, and there is, at the end, after removing all of these expenses from the fees received, you get a profit of 22,375 N dollars for one typical course. Now each course is the responsibility of an individual course manager. Now, because each course is the responsibility of a manager, we have only 30 course managers. And one course manager, maximum, let's say, can look at two courses. I will say objectively two courses. Yes, some course managers can handle three courses as well, but two would be a good number. So, in tandem, you will be able to run 60 courses maximum. So some way where we can make sure that courses are running, but we are not increasing our costs would again be the online platform. So a course is recorded, a course is made. Anybody who wants that course simply enrolls. Can be an opportunity, right? You miss out on certain aspects. You charge a lower price, but it opens up a completely new market for you. Coming back, responsibility means state of being accountable or answerable for any obligation, trust, debt, or something. Or in other words, it means obligation to complete the job assigned. So it's the obligation of the course manager to complete this course on time with quality. And the course manager also has authority, which comes with responsibility. The course manager has been given the responsibility, but he has complete authority on choosing the trainer. He has authority on making the decisions, making the arrangements. He only has to report to the topic manager. Keep this in mind. These are very important points that we are giving you. Coming back to an important point, keep in mind that the trainer's fee is the largest cost that we incur on any typical course. Moving on, they clearly tell us that the course fees are based on a set price of $3,000 per delegate on a public course and $45,000 per bespoke course. So for a public course, you charge per delegate. For a bespoke course, your price is fixed at $45,000. These set prices are established and updated by the board, again the centralized structure. Course managers have limited discretion to discount those fees in order to sell places on public courses. Entertaining costs are incurred because Trayyner organizes social activities for its delegates on evenings. The charge for the course manager is based on a daily rate. So how do you identify what is the charge for the course manager for that particular course? It's based on a daily rate. So that reflects the average course manager's annual salary and the expected number of days spent each year supervising. So what they're simply doing is they're saying that the course manager's average salary is, let's say, $10,000, and he will supervise, let's say, 100 days. So 10,000 divided by 100, for each hour supervised, the cost is 100. So for, let's say, X course, he supervised for 3 hours. So the cost for the course manager for that course will become 3 into 100, which is 300. What I can see over here is this is a very straightforward costing system. The course manager charge is simply apportioned based on their annual salary divided by the expected number of days spent supervising. But do you think, ask yourself, course managers don't only supervise courses but have different variety of roles as well. Their role has to do with so many things. It's a very wide ranging role. So if costing for each course is not done correctly, now if you are saying that the course manager worked on this course for 3 hours, but the course manager spent so much time, planning the logistics, planning this, speaking to delegates, doing this, doing that, If all of that is being taken into account, which has not been clearly mentioned over here, then it's okay. But over here, there is a big loophole where they've not told us whether each and every factor of the course manager's responsibility is covered in the time the course manager spends on a course. So if the costing is not correct, we may not be making correct management decisions. No further details have been given to us. We also read that there are many overhead costs other than just trainer and course manager costs. If you look at the costing sheet, you'll see there are so many other overhead costs. The overhead costs include socials, dinner, entertainment expenses, other services for different courses, etc. This shows that we may need to move to a more proactive costing system which is able to predict and show the overhead costs in a better way to aid decision making. There are lots of costs which are which need to be understood better for us, and that is why there can be an opportunity here to look at activity based costing, which is directly straight away to your P2 syllabus. So activity based costing is something that you can really implement for this organization, because there are overhead costs. So like we said, the course manager's charge is given to the course depending on the number of hours they spend. So this charge can vary depending on the number of courses being supervised simultaneously. Course managers are expected to supervise up to 3 courses at any one time, but they may only be 1 or 2 courses running as well. Head office costs are based on the running costs of staffing and operation of the head office in capital city, including topic manager salaries. So the total cost is apportioned. They're clearly telling you it's apportioned, which clearly points out to the standard costing method based on expected annual cost divided by the estimated number of courses. So all the costs are being apportioned on the basis of number of courses, which means we are using a simple standard absorption costing system. For a big company like ours, which serves different kinds of customers, has different kinds of products, a robust costing system is very important. So a standard and traditional absorption costing has its flaws, and this is where your P2 syllabus comes into play. And change to activity based costing can definitely be an exam scenario which we must keep in mind. Next, course managers are responsible for making all arrangements in advance for their course. They usually have discretion over budgeted costs and revenues, so they have that responsibility and authority, but are expected to notify their topic managers if the expected surplus from the course is less than $10,000. Delegate fees are the main concern, with some courses being less popular than the other ones. Trayyner will sometimes run a public course at close to break even or even at a small loss if the delegates who have signed up for it are from an important client. So let's think about the real options theory over here, which is part of your P2 syllabus. This is a scenario where you are looking at the option to follow on. Let's make a loss right now, but in the future, it opens up many different possibilities and varieties, because that important client becomes happy. He'll want to work with you. He'll see that you went one step forward. So doing something right now which is a loss but opening up future possibilities is an option to follow on. So this is a good modern technique that we are using, good modern technique that we have accepted over here. Moving on to the next slide, they're telling us that costs can also be affected by seasonal variations in the cost of airfares and hotel rates, which is very true. If you're holding a course in December, most people are traveling because of the holidays, so prices may be high. Course managers submit a statement of costs and revenues to the relevant topic manager at the conclusion of each course. Course manager performance is evaluated in part on the surplus from the course. Now, major performance appraisal criteria for the course manager is the surplus that he developed from that particular course. A more robust appraisal system can be looked at, preferably the balanced scorecard, part of your E2 syllabus, something to be kept in mind. It helps you analyze the performance of a person or a department from all particular angles. There is also a non-financial aspect to the evaluation of each course. That's a good thing, because only financials are not very good. At the end of each course, the course manager asks each delegate to complete a short questionnaire as to how much they are satisfied from that course. Aspects include the admin of the course content, the trainer's presentation. The course manager collates all of this and discusses the results with the trainer, the course trainer. The course manager then prepares a report drawing upon delegate feedback, the manager's personal observation, and the trainer's responses. All of this combined is submitted to the head office, is submitted to the topic manager to look at, and then they make their own strategic decisions from this. So what we have done for you is we have created a very simple yet effective costing analysis, which is on your screen right now. So if you look at the costing information that we have created, we have given you a percentage broke down. It's everything created by us. You can understand certain perspectives better. So let's say the profit percentage for each course is close to 50%. All I have done is I have taken the costing information that they have given and have analyzed these numbers to see how well our company is doing at a typical course. So if we pick a typical course, you can clearly say that the profit percentage is close to 50%, which is a good thing. Your expense percent is again close to 50%, which is the other 50%. Now let's do an expense breakdown. So the commission to overseas sales office is also an expense. So 13.2% is that expense. Cost of a training room is 17.868%. Trainer fees is 18.79%, our largest cost. Airfares, a small percentage. Accommodation, huge. Entertaining, also huge. Course manager fees is only 1.77%, not very high. Head office costs are 11%. So as you can see, this just gives you a breakdown of the costing information, showing you which costs need to be managed better, which costs are our major costs, which costs we need to look at, and all of that is right in front of you. So when you are writing an answer, when you're writing mocks with me, you can bring up these numbers. You can say, since trainer fees are close to 19% of our total cost on a typical course, this needs to be managed. If this is a line that is included in your mocks, it adds so much value to your answer. The examiner knows that, okay, this person has analyzed the pre-scene, understood the pre-scene. So that is why I'm not asking you to learn all the numbers. It's absolutely impossible. I just want you to look at certain numbers which are important and try to keep them in your mind. And again, I'm not even asking you to learn them. All you got to do is keep going through the pre-scene multiple times. I think I have always suggested to go through the pre-scene again and again and again. Every other day, you must be going through the entire pre-scene. So by the end of when you take your exam, let's say, all of these points, all of these things which I am saying, all of these numbers will actually be in your mind imprinted. You won't really have to learn, but for that, you will have to go through the pre-scene and attempt to understand the pre-scene in detail multiple times.